Hey there, I'm Alan Matthews, and this is video 2 in a series of taking private lessons, the benefits, the potential failings of the teacher, and the things that you can do to get the most out of lessons with a private teacher. This is number 2, potential failings of a teacher. So you will hear possible ways that a teacher can let you down in this video. If you enjoy it, please subscribe to this channel. Well, in the last video, we looked at many ways that lessons are beneficial. There are many benefits to lessons, but then also a teacher can also drop the ball and let us down in certain ways. And so in this video, we will look at 9 ways that a teacher can potentially fail us. Number 1 is lack of knowledge. If you're taking classical guitar lessons from someone who has never studied classical guitar, they don't have the knowledge. The same way as a classical guitar teacher, if you came to me and wanted say shred metal soloing techniques, I'm going to be able to give you just a little bit of technique stuff, but I'm not going to be able to teach you that. I don't have the knowledge in that particular genre to be able to teach you. So that's something that I just don't know. The lack of knowledge can let us down. The 2 is lack of experience. And I can also tell you from having taught for a really long time, I think back about my early days teaching, and it was really, really bad. It was impressively bad. Teaching is a skill. It takes time to learn it. It takes practice, just like any other. And so lack of experience can just lead to ineffective lessons. Teachers can also fail to prepare. They can just play it off the cuff every single week. And so that can lead to ineffective use of time. So lack of preparation can be a potential failing. This is one of the big ones, poor repertoire choice. I've been guilty of this, and it's heartbreaking. One of the things that teachers do for us is they choose the music that is appropriate for us at this time to build our skills, to keep us engaged is a big one. If you choose the wrong piece, if a teacher chooses the wrong piece for you, it can make life a drag. It can lower your motivation. It can just make it not as fun, and it can make it disheartening. So poor repertoire choice, quite the bummer. If they get easily distracted in lessons, then again, this is a time management thing, then it can be a lot of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. That kind of, that cliche is apt here, because you can end up touching on a lot of things but not deepening into very much, and so then you don't learn very much over time. Lack of a progressive plan. If the teacher does not have a big overarching goal for you, then chances are it'll be just like we just said, it'll be little things that are disconnected. And so a better way is to be led by a teacher who has a progressive plan, to led through steps 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, not just in terms of difficulty level, but also in terms of skills, techniques, practice skills, all kind of things. Number 7, lack of lesson structure. Here, you can end up spending the entire time on one thing, whereas it would have been better to spend equal times on 5 things or 6 things or 3 things, however it happens to be. So lack of a structure within the lesson. If you've only got 30 minutes, that 30 minutes can just go just like that. And so being able to use time well is a huge part of being a successful teacher. This is a big one, not teaching you how to practice. And so one of the things of guitar, especially classical guitar, it's learning how to practice. Most of the time you're at home alone. 6 days out of the week, you are at home alone with your guitar. And so really the skill of playing the guitar is actually the skill of knowing how to practice the guitar. So if a teacher does not teach you how to practice, then they're not actually teaching you how to get better on your own over the years after you stop lessons with them. And you're also not going to see the progress that you otherwise would if they were teaching you how to practice, because you're not going to be as effective in your day-to-day practice. And number 9, lack of enthusiasm. If they're just sitting over in the corner smoking cigarettes and rolling their eyes, then it's not going to work. Oh, it just reminded me of an old David Sedaris story of his early lessons, of his teacher doing that. So if they're not enthusiastic about what they're sharing with you, then you're not going to be very enthusiastic. It's just going to be a drag. It's just going to suck the energy out of it. And so they need enthusiasm with what they're doing. So ideally, you'd find a teacher that is also taking lessons with someone else, or getting coaching with someone else, or is actively learning and continuing to grow themselves so that they stay enthusiastic. Ideally about teaching as well. If they're learning new teaching techniques, if they are studying with other teachers, anything that they can do to be enthusiastic and be growing themselves is going to make their lessons with you that much more inspiring, that much more entertaining, and just that much more fun. So these have been 9 ways that a teacher can potentially let you down. If you're a teacher, then make sure that you've covered all these bases. In the next video, we will talk about what you can do as a student to get the most out of lessons with your teacher. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe to this channel and see you soon.